Ladies and gentlemen, TikTok refugees, welcome. You finally made it to RedNote, a place you can start over. But here's the exciting part. I've got one solution for you.
Hi, I'm Carl Za, your host to the Silk and Steel podcast. As we all know, the incoming TikTok ban is coming this weekend. In fact, this makes many young Americans, TikTokers, very, very angry. Take a look.
The United States Supreme Court has decided not to hear any arguments regarding the TikTok ban bill today, making the January 19th ban imminent, barring some sort of miracle. ByteDance is said to pull all of its applications from United States app stores on the 19th. We will no longer be able to access the apps. The American government is only showing the entire rest of the world that they will only allow American citizens access to misinformation if it has the Israeli stamp of approval. To the American government, you'll find me on RedNote. Ni hao, motherfuckers.
And there you have it. Young Americans are angry. Their choices are being taken away, their voices are being taken away. Now, there is a mass migration from TikTok into RedNote, a rival of ByteDance, but a complete Chinese ecosystem. When the Americans arrive in RedNote and be able to interact with 300 million Chinese users in real time, what they learn about China only made them angrier. Take a lesson.
Please stay for this because I've reached the part in this whole class consciousness part where I'm just filled with the most impotent rage and I'm talking that white hot I need to sink my teeth and into something and scream kind of rage. Because what do you mean that it never had to be this hard for us? What do you mean in other countries they don't have to spend 20% of their paycheck on groceries? What do you mean in other countries everyone can own homes because they're not paying $2,000 a month in rent, or that their mortgages aren't their entire paycheck? What do you mean that people in China work one job and they don't even work 40 hours and they can easily afford their life? And then I'm over here working 60 hours a week, just me as a single parent, to barely make ends meet, and I'm penny pinching every single second, and there's so much of life that my kid misses out on and that I miss out on because of money and work and no social support net. And you mean to tell me that it didn't have to be like this? They keep us in these chains on purpose, and it never had to be like this. I did everything right. I went to college. I had to drop out of college to take care of my mom when she was sick because, again, no social services, no safety net. My dad worked his whole life and died and left everything to my mom. My mom was disabled, and she lived on credit, and she barely made ends meet, and she did everything she was supposed to. And I did everything I was supposed to, and it just keeps getting worse. It was never supposed to be like this. And I'm so angry that it is. Because what do you mean? I've spent so much of my life working so hard to scrape by, and it never had to be like that. My suffering was at the expense of someone else becoming wealthy because they could. And I am so angry about this. It can't stay like this. It doesn't have to stay like this.
There's more when Chinese RedNote user and American RedNote users start exchange notes on what is the condition truly like in each other's countries. Take a look at this.
This whole time I thought they were just afraid of us learning about other philosophies, other political ideologies, because that would threaten this late stage capitalism that we're in. It's simpler than that. They can afford groceries. on the other side of the world, one of the biggest countries in the world, the biggest population. Every time we talked about the healthcare system, the pharmaceutical, the food, the pew-pew lack thereof regulations, every time we pulled examples from other Western countries, what is the thing they always come back with? Well, they have a population of 50 million and we have 350 million, so it would never work here. It would never work here. It would never work here. Tell me why. They're eating fresh food for 90 cents US. And the conversion, but people are in beautiful apartments. They're eating fresh food. They are enjoying and celebrating their history and their culture. Deodorant is $11 here. The minimum wage is $7.25 pre-tax. Hasn't moved in decades. In no county in the entire United States could you work 40 hours a week at a minimum wage job and be able to afford a one-bedroom apartment. That is the point of minimum wage. It all goes back to what every single revolution is about, always. Food. As in, it's not even just, we need to make sure that they know that these other forms of government will never work. They don't work. Okay, I don't have a PhD in economics or in social, political climate, international politics, whatever. But what I do know is that they're eating good and fresh over there. Inexpensively. And we're not. I recently had an income increase, and the first thing I did was go to the grocery store. I am not kidding. I didn't even ball out, but I spent $250 on food. The second thing I did is I went and I got things like tissues to put in every room. Instead of getting one tissue box for the whole apartment, I put one in every room. I have soap. I just need backup soap. Like, normally I would have one little thing for a backup. I got 5 backups now. Fucking A.
And I am just so fucking angry. I'm chatting with a new friend in China, and their law schools are $798 per year, which just makes me feel so angry because I have like $450,000 in debt just to go to law school. And I'm explaining this extremely fucking bonkers system that we have. And I'm like, this is a slave contract because I'll never be able to pay back these loans. And I am just so fucking angry. I'm chatting with a new friend in China, and their law schools are $798 per year, which just makes me feel so angry because I have like $450,000 in debt just to go to law school. And I'm explaining this extremely fucking bonkers system that we have. And I'm like, this is a slave contract because I'll never be able to pay back these loans.
Isn't it crazy how all it took was a bunch of Americans finally being able to communicate with Chinese people who directly live under communism, the thing that America is so afraid of, will literally destabilize countries for heading that way. And yet here we are learning about how affordable their cost of living is. How 90% of people in China own the place that they live in. How they don't really have homeless people. They don't have a drug problem. Like, their groceries are affordable. They only have to work one job in order to pay their bills. They were confused about having to pay for an ambulance ride. They literally have universal health care. And as time has gone on, we have literally moved further and further away from communism. And that's because communism is far left. And the more time that has gone on, the more far right our country has gone. Literally further away on the spectrum from the things that would all free us from our everyday life struggles. And it's all because many, many, many years ago, our government decided that in order to get us to not want communism, they had to make it seem like it was this big, scary, crazy thing, and to basically shield us from it. And look, we're literally talking to people that live under that type of government, and they're happy. They're happy, and they cannot believe how Americans are letting America run. And they feel sorry for us. That's sad.
All right, after being on RedNote, I have a question for my Chinese Americans. And I mean this with the utmost respect. Please don't take it the wrong way. But why did y'all come here? Baby, I'm like, what? Like, why did you come here? Was it vibes or something? Like, did they lie to y'all too? Did they gas y'all? Because I'm looking at the cities, the cars, the cost of living, the fact that you can actually afford to live. Your food's healthier. You have fresh groceries that are way cheaper. No property taxes. No homelessness altogether. It's safer. Like, why did you come here? Why did you come here? Like, I would never, America, the ghetto. Like, I would never come to the trenches if I didn't have to.
Why the fuck would anyone go to war for you? I'm a 100% disabled fucking veteran. And guess what they do when you get out? First they break you down and they brainwash you. And then they tell you, hey, you're a soldier now. You're an airman now. You're a Marine now. You're a sailor now. Stand with pride in your uniform that costs like $800 that you have to pay out of your own paycheck. They don't just give it to you. You gotta pay for it. And then after they brainwash you, they throw you the fuck in the trash. Nobody wants to go to war for you. You don't take care of the American people. You don't take care of the service members. And by God, you goddammit, don't fucking take care of the veterans. Fuck you.
Of course, not everyone is angry. Many Americans found friendship and acceptance in among their new Chinese friends on the RedNote.
I am so overjoyed and overwhelmed. I can't believe how many followers and comments have happened already. I tried to read all the comments. I just can't. There's too many. But they're all so nice. And what's really weird is like on this app, people are really concerned about my health. You know, I was up late last night. They were curious and worried that I wasn't getting enough sleep. And it felt so good to be loved and supported and cared about. You know, that doesn't happen in my country. You know, it's like, this is so wonderful. And I'm so glad to be here. And you want me to tell stories, and I have stories to tell you. And I love it here. And you're so nice. And it's more than I could ever hope for. I knew that when we come together as people, that we're going to find that we have the power. We are the power source, and we are the ones that make it happen for each other. So I do really love this app, and I just got to say, bring a friend. I am so overjoyed and
Isn't it amazing that the US government policy just backfires spectacularly? I don't think there's anything I need to add. I'm Carl Za, host to the Silk and Steel podcast. Let me know in the comments below what you'd like to see more on my channel. For now, thanks for watching. Until next time, bye bye.